really know what a bad day is.
But you're gonna find out.
It's finally time to do it, guys. I've put this off long enough. We have to talk about Ivan Demidov. And to do so, I actually wanted to show you something. I've created this 8-bit game. It's pretty neat. It's like an RPG from days of old. I have my team of players here. I've chosen mostly Montreal Canadiens players, of course. But let's head to the menu. Let's check out Ivan Demidov. What I want you to note here is his time in the KHL. 65 games, 19 goals, 30 assists, 49 points altogether. Now let's go back and let's check out Kirill Kaprizov. You say Kaprizov or Kaprizov? I like Kaprizov. Kaprizov spent some significant time in the KHL, but in his final year, when he was 22, 21, he had 33 goals, 29 assists, and 62 points altogether in 57 games. What I'm trying to get at here is the comparison between the two. There's something there, right? Like there's something close. But what makes me hopeful is that I think Demidov is set up better than Kaprizov was when he entered the league. Let's talk about it. We're finally making this video. I've been asked to do this for a long time, and I think now's the time to do it, right? What'd you think about that introduction? I'll let you in on a little secret. I didn't actually program a video game, but that took me a long time to make. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. I'm really gunning towards that 15,000 subscriber mark, and we're so close. But you know what? Watching the channel grow, it makes me want to do cool experimental stuff like that video game that I created at the start of the video. So come along for the ride. Plenty more ahead. The season is going to be crazy. So let's get to the topic at hand here. When we look at Ivan Demidov's rookie season potential, it's natural to compare him to Kirill Kaprizov. At 18 years of age in the KHL, Kaprizov put up 40 points in 46 games. That's 0.87 points per game. Meanwhile, Demidov at the same age managed 49 points, but in 65 games. So 0.75 points per game. Kaprizov has a slight edge. Demidov is right there, but there's a caveat here, isn't there? If you followed along with Demidov's progression in the KHL, his coach, Rotten Turd, benched him often. He wouldn't play him during a game, even though he was the strongest player in the team, finishing with the most points and I think third in goals. His ice time was just absolutely abysmal. So Kaprizov, 18 years old in the KHL, continues to play 2 additional seasons in the KHL. Kaprizov didn't come into the NHL till he was 21 years old, turning 22, and that was after dominating an absolute campaign in the KHL, finishing things off with a 1.09 point per game season. Meanwhile, Demidov, he's making the jump at 19. So what that means to me is he's bringing all the skill he needs into the NHL, but he's going to have a steeper adjustment curve. Talking again about Kaprizov, what was his supporting cast like when he joined the NHL? Well, he came in and he played a lot with Ryan Hartman and he played a lot with Matt Zuccarello. Solid players, but not elite by any stretch. Now, Demidov is expected to play alongside Kirby Dach and Patrik Laine. You'll probably see time with lots of other players. I expect the Canadiens to make a lot of experiments this season. But if everything goes to plan, everything works well between Dach, Demidov, and Laine. You have Kirby Dach. He's a strong play-driving center. And then, of course, Laine, one of the NHL's purest shooters.
Dish across, Laine, wrist shot, score! Patrik Laine!
Add in the fact that Demidov will likely play the first power play alongside Caulfield, Suzuki, Hudson. I think that Demidov is set up well to join the NHL for his rookie season. Initially, I was worried that there was going to be a lot of pressure on Demidov to make the second line work. And it's true, so far, Laine and Dach have not proven to be a clicking pair. But watching Demidov play in the KHL, it is very apparent that he makes his line mates shine. So all this to say that I think Demidov is going to do excellent this first season. And that's a change of opinion, honestly. I didn't really want to expose myself like this, but I tempered my expectations greatly for Demidov. some of you eagle-eyed subscribers might have seen that I don't produce a lot of Demidov content. While other Habs-centric channels might have embraced him right away, I took my time with it. I sat back, I watched. I was unsure. I think I'm more concrete in my beliefs now. How do I want to say this? I have to be careful because there's individuals that are very on board with Demidov. There's analysts out there, Habs community analysts, saying that he might break 100 points. There are individuals that say he's easy for 70 points this season, and individuals I highly respect. But initially, I'm looking at this guy. I'm expecting him to play on line 2 with individuals that aren't clicking, that haven't been able to make that line produce. And my hot take was that he would come in under Slavkovsky's rookie year in terms of point production. There's part of me that still likes that take, but comparing him to Kaprizov is what unlocked it for me. And I will tell you why. I became very invested in the KHL this season. I don't know if any of you also found that added interest because of Demidov. The KHL is an interesting league. There are players whose skill level they could easily be in the NHL, right? And a lot of players who could excel in the NHL. But what I find, and this might be a bad take, the KHL is behind the times with their defensive systems. And what bugged me watching the KHL is how many times a goal is scored, not just because, a minor defensive breakdown, but I'm talking like a breakdown that would have NHL players in the locker room just getting completely destroyed by their coach, saying, what the hell was that? And you can see it. You can see it in Demidov's highlight reels in the KHL. There's a lot of guys standing around. There's a lot of guys forgetting that they have sticks in their hands. There's a lot of guys that are way off in outer space. And maybe most importantly is you as a forward have time. You have more time in the KHL than in the NHL to analyze the situation, to make something happen, to have space and room. So that was what kind of bugged me watching Demidov this last season in the KHL. I thought it was not preparing him well at all for the NHL. But then I went to watch Kirill Kaprizov's highlight videos from the KHL, and it's the same thing, man. And look what Kirill Kaprizov is doing in the NHL now. So that is what unlocked it for me. That is what changed my opinion. And now the question is, how does Ivan Demidov acclimate to the NHL pace and the strong, disciplined NHL defensive systems? If you watched my video on Kirby Doc like a week ago, there's probably some hints in there. And I'll do the kind of the same thing that I did for Kirby Doc in this video. I'm projecting that Ivan Demidov achieves 50 to 63 points this season. That's for 82 games, around 18 to 23 goals, and around 32 to 40 assists. That's assuming he gets top 6 minutes, power play usage. And then what do I think his ceiling could look like this season? I think that he could hit 70 points or more. That's if everything clicks. That's if he's on power play 1. That's if he could potentially get slotted into the first line for maybe confidence building, maybe a little campaign with Slavkovsky and Suzuki. You don't know what's going to happen this season. Remember last season, Slavkovsky was on line 2 for what looked like a mission to make that line productive. Did it work? It did. It didn't work. It did not work at all. But I think my biggest takeaway is there's no way that Ivan Demidov achieves anything less than 40 points this season. Bottom line is Ivan Demidov is not Kirill Kaprizov yet, right? Something that I avoided mentioning is he doesn't even really play like Kirill Kaprizov. He's more of a IQ player with playmaking skills, where Kaprizov is kind of more of a driving player, capable of putting maybe as much goals up as he can assists. I think Demidov will be a playmaker first, but definitely has the qualities of a strong finisher. So he isn't Kaprizov yet, but he's walking into the NHL as a rookie with maybe the most upside of any Montreal Canadiens rookie in decades, barring maybe Lane Hudson. What do you think about that? What do you think about them apples? Let me know in the comments if you think he's a 50-point player, 60, 70, or if I'm way off, or maybe pessimistic whiskey was right. When pessimistic whiskey said he's going to have a hard time acclimating to the NHL, he's going to be on the second line, he's not going to do as well as Slafkovsky did in his rookie campaign. Or was I on one when I said that? Hope you're all doing well. It was a tough week for me. There's lots going down, but I'm lucky that I have the people in my life that I do that help me out at every venture that I partake in. And, everything's going to be all right. I also have great hobbies and great things that I can do on my spare time. Like make these videos, and you guys have always been a great source for taking my mind off the things, that tend to bug me, I guess. Members, you kind of know what I'm talking about. I put out a members only video recently, getting more into depth about that. If you're not a member and you wanted to throw a couple bucks my way, I create all sorts of video. You get badges, you get custom emojis. It's not a bad way to help support me and get some cool extra Whiskeylung content. But that's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you again so much for your support. I really, really appreciate you guys. Hit that like button. It helps me out with something with YouTube. Anyway, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I'd love to have you. And as always, I will see you down in the comments.